Okay, welcome to Lights Camera Barstool, the week of June 9th. Today, me and Gooch are reviewing Ballerina, a movie that I think we've been a little bit hesitant on just because of the insane amount of production issues that it's been running through. We've talked about it at length over the last 2 months, plus the embargo thing, which they had go off recently. A lot of red flags.
Yeah, we I think foolishly sold our stocks. Maybe not entirely, but we definitely sold like 95% of the stock we had in that movie.
Yeah, we were limping into the theater.
Yes.
We were not very heavy into it. We have that plus a couple other TV shows and movies that we've been watching. But before all that, let's talk about a couple of news items, starting out with the Oh Hi trailer. Iris and Isaac, a new couple, go on a weekend road trip, but things turn out unexpectedly. Sophie Brooks, writer-director, everything in this movie, basically. Molly Gordon, Logan Lerman, and Geraldine I always get her name wrong. Geraldine Viswanathan, all starring in this. It kind of looks like we were just watching right before we started. Looks like Misery, Sexy Misery.
Yeah, no, I love that. Sexy Misery.
Yeah, Sexy Misery. They got them all tied up. Logan Lerman tied up in the bedroom, which I'm sure is going to be every girl's comment on this.
The original Misery, I mean, let's not discount Miss Kathy Bates.
Or James Caan.
Miss Kathy Bates.
But it looks interesting. And I think Molly Gordon's she's in a good spot. She's like the perfect, me, Girl Next Doors are wrong.
She reminds me, like, where she's at in her career, it's like Parker Posey in the 90s, where she just keeps showing up in a lot of fun, like, indies and just turning in good comedic performances. Like, she has good taste. You can tell.
And she's also, like I don't know how to explain it. Like, she looks regular. Like a real human being, and a lot of actors don't look like that really anymore. And like, I feel like when I look at her, I'm like, that is a real person you could see on the street. And I think that it helps her a lot whenever I see her in a movie like this, where it's supposed to be like, I don't know, like more relatable situation, with the exception of tying someone down and doing all that stuff.
The old relatable stuff. No, it looks fun. I hope that, and it feels like rom-coms are starting to ink their way back into theaters.
Yes. Which is good.
Yeah, which is really good.
What was the one we just watched recently? There's a rom-com we just watched that we thought was.
I watched Nanas, which I don't know if you call that.
Yeah.
Pure.
That's classic non-Ginzo move right there. Nanas. What the fuck was that?
You act like that's an insult.
An insult? Double whammy. Jesus. Nanas and an insult.
Fuck. Let's start this back over again.
Yeah. The Nonas was good, by the way. Like, it was solid.
Nonas was good. I'm trying to think of the rom-com we did.
We just reviewed one. I feel like I'm going crazy.
It must have been really good.
Yeah. Fuck. Maybe it just was Nonas. I don't know. But either way, like,
cute.
This stuff is, I think, good for movies. People want to watch these sort of things, and I'd rather watch it in a theater than dumped on whatever streaming service, which is happening, unfortunately, a lot.
And much respect to Sony Pictures Classic.
Yes.
I feel like Sony Picture Classic has just been pushed to the wayside with the rise of A24 and Neon and all the other smaller studios. Yeah. Sony Picture Classic's always been there for us.
I gotta say, whenever that blue screen pops up, I get a little bit excited.
It's nice. There's like a nice retro, like, I just rented this movie from the Blockbuster.
Yeah. We had a whole bunch of castings, a whole bunch of castings for Harry Potter, the new series on HBO. Belle Powell as any relation, you think, to
Bilal Powell?
Glenn, I was thinking more.
I was thinking the New York Giants running back, Bilal Powell.
As Petunia Dursley, Daniel Rigby as Vernon Dursley, Bertie Carvel as Cornelius Fudge, what do you call it? Syracuse shooting guard Johnny Flynn as Cornelius Fudge, or as Lucius Malfoy, and Catherine Parkinson as Molly Weasley. I guess there's the Mama Weasley. All fine. It's one of those things where, like, you read the castings or you see the faces, and there's not much you can do until you see them.
Yeah,
like actually performing. You know what I mean?
Which I looked through all of their IMDb's. They've been in stuff that people have watched. I mean, like, there's former Crown actors, former Black Mirror actors in there. I do not know these people. I do not know these people. Never watched anything they've ever been in. The castings do look pretty accurate, I guess.
They're fine. Again, I think unless it's like some insane, like, iconic look character, like, there's not much you can say. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the actress playing Miss Weasley has red hair. Sure. Cool. The actress playing Lucius Malfoy looks kind of evil. Cool. Whatever. Like, it's all fine to me. It's whatever. Mia Goth was cast in Starfighter after they lost out on Mikey Madison. I think that's a good get.
It is.
Like, top young actresses in the game right now.
It's definitely an interesting pick. It's the first interesting thing about this movie.
That's not
Gosling is not an interesting pick, is what I should say.
Sure.
Like, it's a very uninspired, like, who's the big
safe, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Mia Goth is like Mia Goth in a Star Wars movie. What's going on here? What is Sean Levy gonna do with her?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like her though. I think it's weird though because this is like the first I feel like normal project she'll have been in like ever maybe like.
That's a good question. Let's think.
It's like the trilogy with
yes,
X and all that.
She did
not normal.
Suspiria,
Infinity Pool, not normal. Suspiria, not normal. Like pretty out there projects for the most part. So I think this might be like her first big time, definitely first like big franchise.
I hope she plays. I hope she plays an alien.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could see it. She has such a unique face.
But like a humanoid alien.
My other request is that she has to speak in her normal talking voice.
Like English, you're saying?
I mean, have you ever heard her like normal talking voice where she talks like this?
Yeah. Very strange voice. But that's good. I think that's a good get for this project in general. Just sort of getting it more out there, up and coming actress versus something more established, which is cool.
Definitely.
Again, if they swung out on Maggie Madison, this is pretty much the next best thing, I think, as far as like up and coming actresses go. As far as established actors go, Denzel is going to appear in Black Panther. I feel like they talked about this for a while. Like,
yeah, it wasn't confirmed yet, but Coogler I think finally confirmed it.
Yeah, and this is all after, by the way, Denzel said like his last movie was done a while ago. He was like,
no, he's got like 5 movies lined up right now.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. No more movies after me. He's got a movie where he's playing like I think some historical thing, not really some different thing. He's got this, he's got other stuff. But Denzel, I saw someone say he's going to play the first Wakandan with no accent. Like he's just going to sound like him.
Oh yeah, just a New York Wakandan.
Which, but again, Gladiator 2, not great. Denzel was the best part of it, accent or no. He was.
Oh, for sure.
He fucking rocked in that. And then lastly,
Ryan Gosling's also going to be in that.
And yeah, the White Panther. He's finally gonna if they did some sort of White Panther joke, it would be so fucking funny. I don't think they ever.
I was thinking about that this morning. They really, I mean, you don't have to do full White Panther, but like just throw him in there. Is it like they love doing cameos? Like just throw Ryan Gosling in there.
Like, almost like an imposter. Like there's an imposter doing things as Black Panther.
I like that.
And then like imagine that like the whatever micro shit nanotech comes down and it's like, just for 2 seconds and like he stole the suit from somewhere. Like that would be so fucking funny. I don't think they would ever do it, but it would be really funny.
I feel good about that movie. A lot better than I did after Black Panther 2. Just based on like what Coogler was able to do with Sinners, I think buys him a lot of power to do what he wants to do at Disney. I think they'll let him run free with this. The other thing is like they got to figure out the Shuri character. Like she's just not the main Black Panther. Like she just didn't have it. I'm sorry.
It didn't have the juice, and there were like multiple other people in that movie that did have the juice.
Yeah,
like multiple other actors that were so good, so talented. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o, like you have right there a top flight actress,
one of the best of her generation. I still don't get the decision not to turn it over to her.
Sitting right there, you have all the connection you need to be fucking Black Panther, and they're just like, let's get.
The only way it makes sense is if she didn't want it. Like honestly.
Yeah. I mean, even then, he could have given it to fucking Winston Duke. Why would I care?
Oh, yeah.
Give me the Winston. Oh, man, it would have been. There's a lot of other actors.
A big, bulky Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a beast mode.
Sick.
He's not even using the nanotech. He's beating the shit out of people.
It's just all about the hands.
Yeah. And he's funny in it, too, man. He's got like just a whole, like an almost polar opposite personality to T'Challa, which would have made it so cool, too. And yeah, it is what it is. Alien Earth teaser dropped, which was fucking awesome.
Let's go. We're back.
That teaser, like nothing got me more like instantly hyped up than watching that teaser. You get like just kind of quick looks, and it's a perfect way to do a teaser, by the way. It's instead of like overloading you with information and kind of giving away everything that you're going to see, it's just like here's quick look at the aesthetic, quick look at some of the music, quick look at some of the characters, little bit like what they're doing in it. That's it, and nothing else, and like flashing between sequences, and it looked great. Characters look cool, and the effects and the production value looks amazing. I mean, it looks great. It looks like as good as it did in like Alien Romulus, with the exception of the AI thing, whatever. It looked great. It looked fantastic. Really, really into this. And what really got me too was it got that like Alien 1 sort of like music feel to it. You know what I mean? Like this the ambient sound where I was like, oh, I'm feeling immersed in this right now.
Yeah, no, I've been on this since day one, since they announced it, and that teaser just really confirmed it for me. Noah Hawley's gonna, I think, knock this out of the park. I'm so happy of like the direction Fox has taken. I guess it's not Fox anymore. 20th Century Studios underneath the Disney umbrella, but the direction they've taken both the Alien and the Predator franchise in like in the past 5 years is just very exciting. Like they're committed to doing not only like good filmmaking, but also just really fucking fun stuff, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Yes.
And it's just exactly what I want in the way of like reboot and requel and sequel. They're making inspired decisions, not just here, this will make money and get viewership.
Yeah, it's like actual thought.
Yeah,
being which is nice.
I can't wait. And also, Timothy Olyphant, I keep forgetting he's in this. He looks so cool with the bleach hair, and
he always looks good.
Yeah, he does.
But that's Alien Earth. Just some other things we've been watching before we get to Ballerina. Murderbot. I've been liking. You haven't started yet. I don't think, right? Been pretty solid for a Skarsgård sci-fi movie, and it's an Apple TV issue too, where it's just no one's gonna ever talk about an Apple TV issue, no matter how good it is, because they're terrible at marketing. I mean, Your Friends and Neighbors that started was awesome. Like,
they had a movie released this weekend.
Yeah,
that stars Sydney Sweeney. No one knows this movie's out. It stars Sydney Sweeney and former Academy Award winner Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
And no one knows this movie's out. Apparently, it's kind of good. I'll probably watch it tonight.
Pretty much everything they make is good.
What are you doing, Apple? Just advertise.
They have infinite money. Like, just advertise it. Do something. Christ, man.
Maybe they think that the word of mouth thing is like way better for
because it worked on like one show.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's it. It worked on Severance, and that's it. And they're riding that high, I guess.
Have you watched? You started Stick, the new Owen Wilson
first episode of it. I really liked it.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
I really liked it.
I'm gonna do it. I think that's the one I'm gonna do.
He is like, as far as like you look at Owen Wilson when he's playing that character, he's like the perfect ex-golf pro. Like he looks exactly the part. He's funny, goofy. What's her name? Who's old mom from Jurassic World? Greer, right? Judy Greer, not Judy Greer.
Oh, the old mom from Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Judy Greer, yes.
Yeah. She's like his ex-wife, really good in it. The kid actor's solid. Like everyone's really good. Story's pretty interesting. And I don't know, just cool. We don't get a lot of good golf movie stories these days, so.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of funny. This is going to be coming out and probably wrapping up the same time that Happy Gilmore 2 will come out.
Yeah.
And so those comparisons will be fun.
On the flip side, yeah.
Yeah, no, I went to the movies a lot this past week, so I didn't watch a lot of TV. Still putting together furniture too, which also just kind of fucking kills any time. But now that that's done, looking forward to more TV. I saw. You ever heard of a movie called Happiness by Todd Solondz?
I've seen like the posters of it. I haven't watched it.
Just got it's finally available to watch places because it just got a restoration and a Criterion release. It was just the most fucked up movie I've ever seen.
Happiness?
Yes. It's the darkest comedy, I should say, I've ever seen in my entire life. I'll put a recommend with an asterisk on that.
Gotcha.
But if you're looking for something crazy to watch, definitely watch that.
Duster, I thought was really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's Josh Holloway.
I didn't even know that was a thing until you put it in the watch list last week.
It's well, let me put more of an asterisk on it, I guess. Everything with Josh Holloway and Keith David is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything with not them is not great. It kind of focuses on two sides of it, where it's like it's Josh Holloway as he's the driver for Criminal Enterprise, and Keith David is his boss, and they're incredible. All their sequences are great. And then it's the cops that are FBI agents that are chasing them, and everything with them kind of sucks. And so that is kind of like the comedy show, but everything with him is amazing. You feel a lot of like the J.J. Abrams fingerprints on it.
Was that his series?
It's his series, yeah.
Okay.
And
it's good to see him finally working.
Yeah, me too. I've been fucking dying.
Doesn't he have a Warner Brothers deal? Isn't he supposed to be cranking shit out for them? Like not like
I would love for him to do more of this. The production value on the 70s shit looks cool. I think the dad from Psych is his dad in it. It's pretty funny.
Not a show I watched.
Neither do I. I just know that's his dad. The dad in Psych. That's it. But yeah, it's a pretty good series. Josh Holloway's awesome, and it made me restart Lost after watching it. And man,
the first season of Lost is just the first episode is fucking insane. Maybe the best pilot ever put to television. Yeah, no, that's a very easy one to rewatch until you get to like season 3-ish, and then you kind of start to remember
3 and 4 it tails, but
don't hate it. But it's just
first 3 though.
First 3 are so good.
It's like, and that's Lindelof effect too for them. I think a lot of it, like the writing element of it. But man, it's so fucking good in those first 3 seasons. Like unbelievable stuff. Like my what do you call it? Isabel had never watched any of it before it Lost. So
Lost?
Like, yeah, so she's watching it for the first time. She was like glued.
Yeah, no. I think it would shock most like Zoomers today, like how high the quality of production was for that time of cable TV.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that doesn't really look fantastic, I guess, is like the smoke monster. But like what?
Yeah, and that's not until
you don't get that until like later in the first, like late first season.
And it's just a glimpse.
Yeah, not particularly strong. But yeah, that is some of the other stuff we've been watching. Is there anything I'm missing? I feel like any other movie stuff?
No. Is there any movie stuff?
We'll talk about, I think, Predator, Killer of Killers after Ballerina. You want to do that first?
Yeah, we'll do it after Ballerina,
Yeah.
because that I think won't warrant much of a discussion.
Yeah. So
I guess we got the first look at Wicked for Good.
Sure, it looks the same. It
does look exactly the same.
And I feel like they've been done such a disservice by whoever cuts together the trailers, because I watched the first trailer for the first movie and I was like, wow, this looks like schlocky garbage.
Yep.
This looks terrible. And the movie's like not bad. All right, like the movie's good, like the looks solid.
Yeah.
And then even though I already know what it's going to look at because I saw the first movie, I watched this trailer and I'm like, wow, this looks like schlocky garbage, because they do not do a good job of maybe it's just they're not fully completed effects or whatever, but I don't know, it just doesn't look great.
No, I don't think they are, because they put out another teaser last night with the Tonys airing, and it was colored completely different. Like somebody did a side-by-side of the teaser next to the trailer from last week, and it was like they've already made adjustments to it. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't like the way the first one looks still.
Everything where there was a physical set, it looked pretty solid.
Yeah, the sets are incredible.
Yeah, everything else was not particularly strong. Okay, so let's talk about Ballerina. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. An assassin trained in the traditions of the Ruska Roma organization sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. Stars a lot of the John Wick alum, including Keanu Reeves, obviously, plus Ana de Armas, Gabriel Byrne, Norman Reedus. Directed by Len Wiseman, sort of.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, like it's debatable how much of it was directed by Len Wiseman. So Ballerina, it's a movie, again, it had a lot of issues production-wise going into it. They had to do reshoots for 3 months with Chad Stahelski, who obviously created and did all the other John Wick movies. He had to come in for 3 months and reshoot it. And 3 months for reshooting a movie is just the whole movie. Like, you're redoing the entire thing. So he came in and reshot the whole thing. There were a lot of talks about like how the first few the footage that Len Wiseman did wasn't great. Yep. And then there was when the movie initially dropped their screenings and everything, they put out like an email to everyone that watched it and said, hey, only share positive sentiment. Like, do not share anything negative about this movie. Feel free to share anything positive though, which is an insane thing to say.
Yep.
Like absolutely batshit crazy thing to say to critics. So a lot of I would say our expectation level was pretty low.
Yeah, and like waning rapidly throughout the process.
Yeah,
there was a slight uptick, and that was Stahelski's doing reshoots. We're like, okay, this could maybe be fixed.
That was our hedge in the entire situation.
And then like 2 weeks ago, it was like, yeah, the whole screener situation happened, and I was like, oh man, this must be a fucking disaster.
And I gotta say, I am very happy we were wrong, because it is, I think, a pretty solid entry into the John Wick world. You get basically everything you ask out of those movies, which is you get cool hand-to-hand fights, cool gunplay. It has the same look as the movies, which I think is very difficult. And Stahelski even said so. They did an interview with him, I think, on the premiere for it, and they're like, well, what went wrong with the Continental? They're like, oh, well, we made it, and they just didn't consult us on anything. They thought it was as easy as putting us one filter onto the cameras, and then everything would be the same, and it wasn't. And I think you could tell in this movie, like, it looks very similar to the John Wick franchise. You get all the same sort of cool, not too heavy dialogue, you know what I mean? Like, just simple, there's a little bit of lore, here's a badass fucking one-liner or whatever. That stuff is great. I think the heavies are all great. Like, Daniel Bernhardt, who was in the first one, showed back up in this one, and he was the one who had to fight in the kitchen, or the restaurant, kind of.
Okay.
They're throwing bottles and shit at each other. You get like those little laughs that you kind of get at John Wick, like when they're doing the knife fight in the last one into this one with the breaking the plates on each other. I thought was funny. And you get Ana de Armas, I think, getting what I would say is her best movie easily since No Time to Die, which isn't her movie really.
Yeah, I put that up. I said the same thing on Twitter the other day, and someone was like, what about No Time to Die? And it's really hard to consider.
Not hers.
She's only in it for, I think, 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And she's in and out and has barely any effect on the plot.
So it's like Blade Runner. Like, I don't even know.
Knives Out.
Out. Fair.
Like, I think 2019 was Knives Out.
So the best movie she's been in that she's a main character in since Knives Out, which is a long time ago. And she's good in it. She's, I think, really, really solid. They set her up, I think, well for the future. And I'm very, very happy to be wrong in my hesitation about Ballerina. Although, once again, we hedged, so we have our escape route. We did say, because Chad Stahelski reshot the entire thing, maybe it's good.
I do think we said it like every single time this movie got brought up. Yeah. No, like you said, I was just I saw this at like 4 o'clock on a Friday, which is code for I'm not planning anything around this. I'm just going to get this out of the way before my weekend starts and be on my way. I was shocked, kind of. Definitely can see the stitches on it, I think. The reshoots are pretty obvious. Stahelski just has such a clear style to him, I guess, for lack of better words, that it's so evident in the action sequences where he came in. I think the story leading into it isn't nearly as effective as like the first John Wick makes such a bold decision in killing that dog. Like that is such a fucking insane decision that immediately gets you on board. And this one really just a bland backstory. Like just your,
it's like, yeah, pretty.
It's your bland, like Kill Bill, like wife or husband dies, kid dies, dad dies, let's get revenge.
I'm Inigo Montoya.
Yes, it's very bland. I think it starts the film off a little bit slow that way. But then once you get into modern day, which is the modern day Ana character, what's her name is what's her name? Eve. Yes. Eve. She's great. I mean, like, just like with Keanu Reeves, they're not asking her to deliver, monologues, but it does require quite a bit of commitment, I think, behind the scenes to pull off the stunts that they're pulling off and making the gunplay look good, the gun fu look good, all of the martial arts look good, and she looks great doing it. I mean, and Stahelski and crew and Wiseman, maybe to some extent, I think they do a really good job. I think having that small of a action figure to play with makes you get really creative with what you're doing, and it showed up especially in the third act, which we'll talk about. They had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun because of that. This feels like it belongs. I think in terms of like spinoffs, what you always want to feel is like it belongs with the main franchise, and this feels, I would put it at the bottom in terms of rankings, but it certainly feels like it belongs, and it looks like it belongs, like aesthetically. The action's great. I could do another one of these. Maybe not another Ana de Armas one, because I kind of want to see her do something else. But more from this world, even if John Wick is dead, for sure. As long as Stahelski's involved, I think is the bread and butter here.
Yeah, I think you made a good point in that it earned its seat at the table, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like kind of tough or barrier whenever you're doing a spinoff. It definitely earned it. Trying to think of some of the big things that stood out to me. I would say that they did a good job of letting Ana de Armas be more. What I ever get afraid of is if you're entering into a franchise like this and you're bringing in a female lead, that they're going to be like, okay, we're going to make her like Scarlet Witch, where like she never gets touched, but she does the same fucking spin move, flip you over with the legs thing 500 times, blah blah blah. But like, no, she got the shit beat out of her. In this movie, and like she was taking a fucking licking and kept ticking, and that's the John Wick way, and I really appreciate it.
And you're right, she finds more ways to kill than other than just the Black Widow. I'm going to jump and get a crossbar on your neck with my thighs and bring you down that way. Like, she has very inventive kills throughout, like just as inventive as anything you saw in the John Wick franchise. I think she does here. It's very good stuff. I also love kind of you want to get into spoilers?
Yeah, let's talk about spoilers now. So if you haven't watched yet, skip forward.
And this, I guess, is a mild spoiler, but John Wick being in this movie, I like how they used him. It's sparingly. It's enough to where he's noticed and he's part of the story, but it's enough where she can stand on her own still.
And also smart, just letting him beat the brakes off.
Oh yeah, that too. That kind of goes back to
the second they start fighting. I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna.
I was worried about that too.
They're gonna let her beat him, aren't they? They're gonna, nope. He just beat the brakes off.
Beat the brakes off of her.
I was very afraid of that. The second that started, I was like, no, you can't let him lose a fight to her. No way.
Yep. He's not the boogeyman. He's the man you send to kill the boogeyman.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. He was used just sparingly enough. Where like he's just kind of like a force in the background, which I thought was smart.
And it's like tied into the franchise enough in a way where it's like you don't even need to see the other movies. You don't need to see a John Wick movie, I think, to really follow along, even though this is directly referencing 3. I think
he's the one where he gets like his ticket punched all that.
Yes. But like it's so passing and it doesn't require previous knowledge to be like, oh, there's John Wick. You don't need to know what he's really up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, really love that. And then the ending, the third act, where it just turns into Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I was fighting the entire fucking town.
That is great.
I loved it. Hallstatt or whatever there was. Yeah.
Yes.
Gabriel Byrne fucking like talking over the announcements, like like giving like the Kill Bill almost like thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The announcer. Love that. Trying to think of some of the best things I liked about it. The fire or flamethrower.
I think that'll be the one thing people will probably talk most about.
Flamethrower versus hose fight was sick.
Yes,
it's really fucking cool.
The use of a flamethrower in this, which crazy. Hats off to the stunt crew on that.
Sounded great too.
Sounded
Good
great.
sound.
Very clearly a real flamethrower. People very much being set on fire. Obviously with,
It affects the gel.
yes,
Shit.
yeah. But just looked incredible. Incredible, and they had fun with it. They used it different ways. Like the idea to use a flamethrower against a flamethrower, like them like ducking back and forth behind the cars.
Yeah.
You would never think of two people wielding flame. Like that's something you do in a video game. Like
Yeah.
Which I think this movie and Chad Stahelski's always had a really good sense of. I don't know if he's a gamer, but he does a lot to
likes games, likes anime. He's always said.
Okay, see that makes perfect sense. You could tell he has a level of knowledge of playing video games because of the way he'll set things up and the tools he'll put in different people's hands.
Yeah.
That fight and then the grenade fight, which I think you talked about.
Grenades were sick, dude.
Yes.
I think he just discovered grenades for this movie. He's like, yo, we can use these.
That's a good point. I don't know if I've ever seen John Wick use a grenade.
He he just figured them out and he just started. They were chucking them.
Yes.
In this movie, they were going wild with grenades.
Well, that's so much better than watching Ana de Armas jump up on some dude's head and bring him down with her body weight 50 times over. Like her not being able to find any guns in that stock room and having to deal with she only had grenades and then she was able to find a flamethrower. That's the only that's the kind of creativity that leads to good action sequences versus just watching someone punch through a crowd over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like in Commando in the shed where he picks up the saw blade.
Listen,
his head off.
The beginning of the movie did remind me of Commando.
Yeah,
I should have brought that up. The beginning of the movie is very Commando-esque.
They're attacking the villa.
She's living with her father who's training him and on the beachside. Yeah, no, it did remind me a little bit.
Some of the things I think they were kind of lost in translation. I think the Norman Reedus character probably had a bigger part to play in whatever.
Oh, for sure. I thought the same thing. I was like, what happened to that?
Like, what happened to him? That I think in the daughter thing, I think definitely had a bigger part to play.
Yes, the sister.
Yeah, and had in the sister definitely out here too. And I would imagine that was a lot of Len Weissman being more traditionalist. Like, we need maybe a romance subplot. Maybe we need this, we need that. And it's like, no, we don't need that shit. We don't.
Yes.
The whole point of this is you're very nuts and bolts in John Wick. It's man getting revenge. You maybe meet side characters along the way. You're not. There's no familial shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just not really a big part of it, or at least something like romance.
Yeah, I mean, even I brought up with the first John Wick. Of course, there's the dead wife, and then compounded by the dead dog. But the movie never really flashbacks to that. You never really hear from people who knew his wife or people who knew his dog or know the pain of losing a dog or a wife.
Yeah, they
don't linger on it. It's just there in the back of his head, in the back of your head.
You get a flashback of his wife for 2 seconds. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need for these things.
Yeah.
Let the action speak for itself.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. All right. So that's Ballerina, a movie that I think we appreciated a lot more than we were expecting to. Next up, we could talk about Predator.
Definitely worth seeing on the big screen, by the way.
I would agree. Yeah, I would totally agree. And one, if you were hesitant on, like we were, I would say pull the trigger, especially if you're a John Wick fan. If you're like, hey.
Yeah, if you like John Wick, you'll like this.
I would be so shocked if you didn't like it. You know what I mean? Beyond shocked if you watch that and you're like, this sucks. This is terrible. This is the Continental. It's nothing like that stuff. It's very, very good. Well worth your time. Really, really solid action movie. Next, we talk about Predator, Killer of Killers. A new animated movie that came out over this last weekend from Dan Trachtenberg, who obviously did Prey, which we liked a lot. Mm-hmm. Really, really enjoyed Prey. That was a great, only to me, at least second to Predator.
I would agree.
In the franchise. And then this comes out, and that could also have shifted it. I would say the thing about Killer of Killers is the hype I saw going into it was, holy shit, this is one of the greatest animated things you're ever going to watch.
Really?
This is better than Predator. This is incredible. This is one of the best. It's fucking going to get 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, blah, blah, blah. I think this is a good movie.
It is good, but
it's none of
I'm glad I didn't see any of that.
It's none of those things. It's none of these revolutionary, crazy, blah, blah. It's a very solid anthology story that I think does a really good job. We were talking about nuts and bolts with John Wick. This sticks to the nuts and bolts of Predator, which is, hey, you got this elite warriors from this time period. Now dump Predator into the situation. Now they have to fight Predator. And I think it does a really good job with that. The effects were cool. The animation style, I'd agree.
Yeah.
When it first started, I'm a little hesitant.
Yes.
But what really kind of twisted me to give it more of a chance immediately was Blue-Eyed Samurai. Because it looks.
I thought that too.
It looks very similar.
I wonder if it was
same animation
same studio. You keep vamping and I'll look that up.
Let's see, Davis Entertainment. No, that's production. Who did the animation?
Because I had the exact same thought. I was like, this doesn't look as good as Blue Eyed Samurai, but the visual style is very much.
Let's see,
the
Blue
same.
Eyed Samurai, Predator, Killer of Killers. I mean, it is a worthy question. I don't see any connection just yet, but you can keep looking. But the animation style, I would say, very similar. You don't get a ton of, I would say, insane character development because you're kind of twisting between 3 different main characters in addition to the Predator world. And I think that's fine. It's not exactly like when you watch Predator, you're getting a ton of development on Dutch.
Weirdly enough, it actually does pull from a different Netflix animated series. A lot of artists from Arcane worked on it.
That also checks out as somewhere in that way, which Arcane was very good to note. But this was, I think, very solid. Again, you get cool little blips from each time period. Samurai, World War II pilot, and Norse Viking warrior. All of it looked cool. Blood, gore, all that shit looked really good. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. Definitely not the world-ending crazy thing I saw people talking about, but very good.
Very fun and like very much something if you're at home chilling and you like Predator, watch it. What are you doing? Watch it. I almost wish each one of these chapters got their own maybe movie. Maybe not even full-length movie, but a 45-minute length episode. Felt like we were rushing through at points. But it looks great. I would agree. Dan Trachtenberg very much just gets this franchise, like really gets it. Don't know if he's like the most talented director ever, but like if you fully understand something like this and you know what people want and you can give them even something that maybe they don't even know they want yet. Because I can't even think of a time when people clamoring for like plopping Predator down into different ages against different warriors before he did it with Prey.
I feel like it was like maybe even just in passing because they had like all those weird, like the fucking musket thing that they showed in Predator 2 that then made another appearance in this. They've talked about it before for sure, but I think he just gets it as far as like, this is how we expand the franchise. You can go fucking World's Deadliest Warrior with Predator. Oh,
they can do a full series while doing this. They can do multiple movies while doing this, which I think Trachtenberg, that's his plan. You can tie it into the Alien franchise multiple different ways when you can expand the timeline that way. Yeah, no, this is great. And it just works as like standalones. Like, so 100 years apart, 300 years apart, we don't need to have these characters meet if we don't want them to. Yeah, no, I love this. And I like the language barriers too there.
Yeah, it made it a little funner.
It makes it more fun and it kind of prohibits the director and the script from getting in the way of like what we're there for, which is watching... What are they? The Yacha? What are their names?
I don't remember what they're scientists.
The Predators, yeah.
Each other, yeah.
Watching
the Y, but
just watching the Predators hunt is like why we're there, and watching them hunt against other hunters. Which one was your favorite, by the way?
Which of the 3 main humans?
Yeah.
I would say World War II pilot was last.
Yeah.
Samurai's probably one just because he wasn't saying anything, and then Norse is dead middle.
Yeah.
The more they talk, the less I like them, basically. So World War II pilot was dead last.
Yep. Yeah.
And felt like he, I guess, belonged the least.
Yes.
Because he was a pilot, and the other 2 were like seasoned warriors. It doesn't feel like the Predator would have been hunting after.
It's the old like, hey, you think your way out of this? Like.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's Predator, Killer of Killers.
When does the next Predator thing come out? We got another one coming out in like a month, right?
No, right?
2 months? How far away is that? The Elle Fanning one.
Yeah. Elle Fanning, let's see. Predator Badlands is November 7th.
Oh.
So we got some time.
Oh.
Still excited, though.
7th of November.
Yeah, we got some time.
Why would they not push that into October? Oh, well.
Anyway, that's Predator. We do have some stuff coming up, though, this week. I do want to try and do Dangerous Animals because I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Which one was that? I've seen it on like Showtimes.
It's like a horror, I think, shark movie with Australian-made, all Australians in it, but I've heard very good things about it.
Okay.
You have the Ritual,
Fuck that. No, absolutely not. I'm not seeing an Al Pacino movie in the Big 225.
How to Train Your Dragon, I'm not watching on principle. I'm not entertaining these anymore. Materialist will probably be the one that.
Oh yeah, which reviews came out today and
highly positive.
Life of Chuck too.
You know what's weird? Yeah, Life of Chuck came out this last weekend.
which is getting kind of middling.
Yeah, it's weird. The
reactions.
opening reviews for it that I saw were like, "Holy shit, this is the best Stephen King adaptation
Yeah, it was
ever."
that's your old TIFF premiere where
Yeah,
the TIFF
and-
crowds are very lenient. Like that was what they did with American Fiction like
True.
2 years ago. They're like, this is going to be the crowd pleaser of the year, and then it made $10 million and no one really cared about it.
Yeah. But then after that we have, there is a movie, well, it looks to be a Western called The Unholy Trinity, starring Pierce Brosnan, Samuel L. Jackson.
I think I'm going to watch a Pierce movie tonight.
Which one?
Thomas Crown Affair. Never seen it.
Okay. I thought it was going to be something crazy good.
Nope.
But yeah, that's interesting. David Arquette? Gray.
We also, have you seen the Filippo brothers new movie, The Talk to Me?
Oh, no, we should
guys?
do that. Yeah.
It looks horrifying. It looks almost too
does.
scary for me, but
Yeah,
I
bring
do
it
need to
back.
force myself to go see it. So maybe putting that on the schedule will get me.
Let's try and do for next week. Let's say Dangerous Animals and Bring Her Back, probably.
There we go.
Big two.
Nice little horror episode.
A double horror episode, and then Materialists probably you should probably add that on as well, because people will be talking about
Yeah,
that.
we'll figure out how to fit it in. Oh,
Definitely.
yeah, we got a nice little threesome.
Yeah, it is a threesome for a threesome movie. Yeah.
There we go.
So watch those 3 movies, and we will see you guys next week.